The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, and happy birthday, Bob!
Thank you very much.
That's right.
All the well wishing.
65.
Yeah. Getting
Yes,
old.
sir.
Just a sign you're getting old.
Official senior citizen.
Yeah. And ESPN turned my TV back on
That's
for my
right.
birthday.
I heard about that a few days ago.
After I got on him pretty bad Friday, told me I wasn't paying my bill. So I'm taking full credit for ESPN.
Take full credit for it, Bob.
I'm taking credit. After I told that lady Friday, the next thing I knew was on Saturday. I was like,
Bob did it.
They got the message. So
now,
that's good.
Why can't you have that kind of influence with the Georgia High School Association?
They just ignore everything I tell them.
They probably have a picture of you with a dartboard up there and just throw darts at it.
I had a long conversation with them last week. It didn't go real well.
Good for you, Bob. Good for you.
They just don't listen.
They don't listen.
They only get involved when they have to get involved.
That's right.
Like if there's a fight at the stadium, they have to get involved. But anything else, as far as
they try to leave it up the locals.
Illegal recruiting, they just totally turn a blind eye. So, but I had a long conversation with the man up there last Wednesday, and it didn't go too well. So they probably deleted my number again.
Probably did. You have to use another number now to call them, Bob. Have to keep changing numbers, don't you?
At least I got what I wanted to say off my chest. It's always good therapy.
You need to move that mic a little closer to you. You need to get a little closer.
Always good therapy there. But again, appreciate all the well wishes for my birthday. Like I said, just getting old. 65.
Yes, sir. Medicare now, calls, AB, and then C coming up.
Yeah.
And won't be long. You'll be getting that old SS check and.
Like I tell everybody, any day above ground's a good day. So it's a good day.
65, that's official now, right?
What's that?
65, that's official. He's retired now, basically.
Senior citizen.
Not retired. Bob Morgan is never going to retire. We need him.
Broadcasters, you don't retire. I mean, look at all the guys in their 70s and 80s now still doing television and radio around the country. I mean, it's not a hard job, physically. Physically, it's not a hard job.
It's mentally.
Mentally, you get beat to death.
Yeah, mentally.
It's important in our community, though. I'm telling you, y'all were off the air last week. A lot of people noticed because we really appreciate y'all being on the air, and a lot of people listen to your show. I listen to it every morning. A lot of, so it's missed. I'm telling you what, we appreciate what you guys do.
Yeah. Well, I had this 10-foot needle stuck in my back for an injection on Thursday. No, I didn't even look at it. They get one of these computer things over your back, and line it up with the X-ray and the needle, and then it just, it goes right in there, and they inject it with that stuff that's supposed to take away the pain in my lower back. But we'll see. This is about a third one in less than a year, so I'm still hurting. I don't know why.
So did your surgery take okay?
No surgery. It was injection.
But you had surgery first of the year, right?
Oh, that was my hip. I had a brand new hip put in December.
This is something else?
This is my back, which is it's been hurting now for the last quarter
dang,
century.
But you're just falling all apart, ain't you?
Yeah, that's what my best friend said. You're just falling all apart, ain't you? I said, I got a brand new hip over here. My back is
it's a whole nother part tearing up now.
Yes, sir. Well, no, that my back has been hurting for years. My hip didn't start hurting until about a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago. And but this is my fourth injection in my back. They do what they call an epidural. But this one was in my SI joint, where my spine is attached to my left hip. That's where the epicenter of the pain is now. And so they're going to try to do that. The other two epidurals were right in my lower spine. I got bulging discs down there 1 through 5. So they're trying to solve the problem for me. My hip's doing okay. I got this bionic hip over here, and so I'm doing good.
Well, I kept trying to get one of those epidurals for pains that I was having, but they kept trying to give it to Jamie.
Yeah, first time they told me I was going to get epidural, I said, I know I look pregnant, but I'm not.
Keep talking, Ralph.
Keep talking. We got Ralph and Jamie Hickox in here this morning, the owners of the Strand Theater in downtown Jesup, and they're here to talk about a big historic event going on in downtown Jesup this Friday night. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. Yes, it's going to be huge. 100 years since 1924.
You don't look a day over 80.
I know. You would never guess it.
Yeah.
But as the Strand has been in downtown Jesup since 1924. A lot of people don't realize that originally the main street was Broad Street and parts of Walnut. the area where
Walnut Street and that was the big area to begin with. It was the railroad tracks there, and you can look at Walnut Street and tell that was a big area to begin with.
The only thing that was on, where Cherry Street was, it was basically trees and horse lots. And then Mr. William O'Quinn, he built the first commercial block. I say first commercial, modern commercial. It had concrete floors, indoor plumbing, all that good stuff.
First commercial block,
the whole block,
yeah. West Cherry
Commerce.
Yeah. And
right.
It had a bank in it. It had several retail stores, and in addition to the Strand. So the Strand was like the anchor to it, and that's really what morphed Cherry to be in the main street like it is today.
I talked about that earlier this morning. That the history of downtown Jesup wraps around the Strand Theater.
It does.
Because the Strand was built and everything just kind of built around it.
And it's been the center. I got a video that I'll be playing. There's all kinds of things going on Friday night, but one of them is there was a video that Mr. Ward Riggins Jr. did at a historical society, and in the audience was Lynn Hoss and his wife and Dr. Bennett and several other those fixtures from back behind us. But they start talking about the state championship game with football and how they didn't really have the radio back then, and so they were telegraphing to the train station to score, and they would telegraph to the train station, and then they would put the score on the marquee. So people was around the Strand watching the marquee for the White Jesup Valdosta game.
We won the. You're talking about the when we won the state championship in the 50s?
Yeah.
The WLOP, our sister station, 1370 AM, it was around then. It went on the air in 1949. But AM station back then had to sign off at local sunset. So that was probably, November's when that was. Okay. So that would have been 5:30, 5:45, so we had to sign off. And so you couldn't do anything. We couldn't start broadcasting football games until the FM WIFO went on the air in July of 1968.
Well, there's a time to break a rule now. When it's football, you might have. But it was cool to hear. What was cool about it, not just with Ward talking, but hearing the firsthand perspective of the games from like Lynn Hoss,
right,
and Dr. Bennett, some of those people
because they played in it.
Yeah, they were talking about it. And I never heard them talk about the games like that, and so we'll have that looped in Screen 3 the whole night. So if you want to walk in there and listen to that, Screen 2, I'm going to play some kind of classic. I hadn't decided what. Screen 1 will is the class of 1974's class reunion in there, and then
you said that you're playing Reagan. When's Reagan gonna play?
They don't play on Friday. It plays on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and thereafter.
Reagan's so 19th class of 74 has rented the number one theater. Did you say that?
I'm letting them use it. Yes,
they're going to use it.
Yes.
So a movie's not going to be showing in there.
Yeah, they'll have a movie.
They'll have
whatever they want to watch.
What they want to watch.
I'm hooking them up.
But they're not just class of 74.
Yeah, y'all can't go in unless you're 74.
All right. But
you have a press pass.
Number 3. Yeah, we have a press pass. We can go anywhere. All right. Yeah. Except at the executive board meetings at the local meetings here. We can't go there.
I can't go there either. So
Bob's press pass does not get him into the executive board.
Jamie's commissioner card don't get her in here. That's all right.
And but it's going to be on 3, which is the one right facing the sidewalk there.
You know,
the small theater.
Yeah. And there'll be tables all out there with historical stuff, memorabilia.
So that's just going to be shown on a loop in there, so you can go there anytime and watch it.
The door will be open.
And the door will be open. Just walk in and out of 3 and just get in whenever it starts.
Absolutely.
How long is the loop?
About 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and so we got all kind of cool memorabilia that I got from 1913, a picture where Mr. Ward Riggins played for the Blackshear Tigers. Remember when Blackshear had Tigers? Before you, Bob?
I was way before my time.
When I was in high school, we played the Patterson Eagles and played them to a tie and lost by penetration. You ever heard of the penetration rule?
Oh yeah,
that stunk. But anyway, so. The show, the festivities will open up around 5:00, and we'll have a classic car show it'll start right there at Strand and go all the way to Broad Street, and it'll probably close to 100 to 150 cars. We got several car groups coming. Mainly the Automobile Crews will be there, and all the restaurants will be involved. The breweries being involved. They're going to be serving food. They're going to you'll be able to get a band from the DDA, so DDA raise money that allow you to.
That's a wristband, not a play drums and sing into a microphone.
Say that again. Now it's going to be a what now?
You get a band from the DDA. And
a wristband.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
And it allow you
Thank you, Jamie.
She's clarifying this morning.
That's what our wives. Well, when I used to be married, that's what they do for us. They keep us on track.
If Ralph doesn't straighten up, he's going to be one of those used to be married guys too. I've
tried it twice and I've kind of given up on it.
Man, I would never start over again. It's too hard.
I know it is. I mean, I did it once, and I tried it again, and then dating for a while, and some serious relationships, and it's like I got 2 dogs and 3 cats, and they keep me busy when I get home.
What about you, Bob? How's your love life these days?
Yeah, Bob, we're talking about love life. How you're going here on your 65th birthday?
I love myself. I'm good. I had a good love life.
Okay, y'all.
I love
me some Focus grasshoppers.
Let me help you, Ralph.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Okay, so this Friday night, the Strand Theater will celebrate 100 years. It's a big anniversary. The streets will be blocked from the railroad tracks to the intersection of Macon Street, where right before the connection.
Right.
So that area will be blocked off. The DDA is selling wristbands, and giving away commemorative cups.
All kind of stuff, actually.
Oh yeah, they are Ralph went on Amazon and got every kind of party favor available. So if you like party favors, find the DDA tent, because Ralph Hickok's going to hook you up. The T-shirts are available at David's Clothing. Now they're $20. Our cost on those were $12. The difference in the cost is going to support the DDA, because they're trying very hard to bring downtown activities back to downtown.
That's fantastic.
Also, the other stores carrying it too. My daughter and I.
So some other stores in downtown Jesup will have
just
this.
David's
and this is a T-shirt to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Strand, right?
Yeah, it's
got
really
a logo
cool
on it, and all, kind of on it.
Yeah, it's a real cool logo.
Jamie had it on Friday night. I saw it.
Yep,
you were in there
I had it on Friday night.
We got one for both of you guys too.
Okay. Now, how's the time capsule coming on?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there going to be cake?
Get Tamika Cobb.
Bob thinking about stomach issues.
I'm going to jump out the cake.
That's all I know.
Oh Lord, we don't want to see that.
It's a birthday party. Just want to know.
Yes, there is going to be, and it's in the shape of a 100, and it's actually cupcakes put together, so we're not going to have plates and a mess. So you can just pull your cupcake
cake crumbs all over.
Yes, so we'll have a picture with Bob and a birthday cake, and then we'll all eat it.
Okay. So the time capsule, can we put a coffee mug and a T-shirt in it?
Yes.
And you should put a picture, you guys. We're trying to capture what 2024 was like in Jesup.
We can use this picture over here.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. We have
nobody will recognize Bob in that picture. I mean, he is wearing a suit.
Is Bob in that picture over there?
Yeah, Bob's.
See,
right to the left of me.
He's there. I don't see a Georgia shirt
or a hat.
He called it his monkey suit. Yeah, I got my monkey suit ready to wear. It was the 90th anniversary celebration of the Georgia Association of Broadcasters in Savannah, so we had to dress up for it because we were being honored that night. Okay,
that was good.
So we are trying. It's a very big time capsule. So we have reached out to all the downtown businesses. Ralph has reached out to the school system. If you have a civic organization, all we are requesting is if you submit a picture, on the back of the picture, please list the people that are in the picture. If you have pictures that includes landscape behind you, like the downtown, maybe Cracker Williams, maybe the pool, something that goes, I remember what it looked like then, because 25 years from now, it's not going to look the same as it does right now.
So it's not 50 years from now, it's 25 years from now.
It's 25 years from now.
All right, I'll look forward to being there for the opening of it.
Yeah. So we'll
I'll
be with Jesus. You all have a great time.
It'll be 95. 95.
The run of the show is
95.
So 5 o'clock we close downtown, and the car show starts at 5 o'clock and runs till about 8:30. And you're able to walk around, see all the classic cars. We have some starting around 6 o'clock. Buddy Carter will be here, our congressman, and he'll be officially open. Sean O'Quinn is the MC of the whole event, and after Buddy Carter speaks for just a moment, we have several local talents going to sing. From Brother Mickey Tomlin, he's going to break out that. How Great Thou Art, and you know how he can sing. Him and Bruce Harris is going to do that. And then, help me, Jamie, Allie Fetterman's going to sing. She was in Wayne's Got Talent.
Braxton Westbury. And Bailey Bryant.
They're all going to sing. So there'll be just music all over Cherry Street. There'll be all the stores are going to come out and have stuff. They're going to.
They've been very supportive.
They have been.
They've been very good, Ralph.
And so they're going to all be into it. The brewery's going to be involved. All the restaurants, El Dorado, Mahogany Moon, One Love. Alex is even coming over for it. Everybody's pulling together for it. So there'll be so much to do. Then starting around 7, we'll have the ceremony part, which will be led by our Senator Blake Tillery, Stephen Meeks, our representative, and Buddy Deloach, our representative. They'll be the one presenting the plaques. They'll read the proclamation basically for the 5 groups involved, which have kept the strand alive. The one that built it, which is the O'Quinn family, Mr. William Jackson O'Quinn. He was the entrepreneur that built.
He built it.
Yes. He built it, and he actually owned it until 1948. He owned the whole block.
Okay.
He was a serial entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of stuff. And then he originally leased it to Ward Riggins. Ward Riggins originally, he just got the bug like I did.
Ward was the first one that actually had the theater inside the building, right?
He did, but now he was a city where he went to Navy in the 1900s. He was in the Navy, and when he got back, he got a job with the city working as in the water department. And they had these black and white tent shows downtown that come to town.
Right, come to town, have the screens up. Mm-hmm.
And he fell in love with it, and they went bankrupt, and he talked to a friend of his, E.J. Nix, and them putting a little bit of money together, and they bought it. And so they would take out the back of a pickup truck and play that on bed sheets at that old building that used to be across from where the brewery is now. There used to be a building there. They would put bed sheets up on it and would play black and white films there, and then take the truck and go to Little Whiskey and show some, go to Baxley and show some. And they did that until they moved into a building on Broad Street. And then Mr. O'Quinn built the building with him in mind as the anchor. And he moved there. He bought E.J. Nix out. And that was the beginning of the Strand Theater. So that was in 1924. But Mr. Riggins will be his family will be recognized. The O'Quinn family, the Riggins family, they ran it all the way up until the 70s when the industry changed. That's what happens a lot of times. It's not that somebody let it go or something like that. It's industry change, and if you don't change with it, it's just like y'all here. If you don't adore, y'all have had to adapt stuff like get on the app and all that stuff. If you don't adapt with the industry as they go, you get left behind. Well, that's what happens with the movie theater. Same thing. And they did, and it closed in the 70s. And then what's always amazing is somebody gets bit by the bug. The bug. Yeah. Dr. Ollie McGay, he was the next one. He'll be recognized, him and Dr. Paul Elliott. They're doctors. Why in the world were they thinking about a movie theater in downtown? They got plenty to do, right? But they fell in love with it. They knew how important it was to our community. And they got a bunch of other doctors that were dumb enough to jump into with it and get bit by the bug too.
They spent an absolute fortune. Because there's infrastructure inside the Strand for it to morph, and it really was because of the vision of what the doctors did.
Well, they raised the roof on it. They had to totally rewire it, because you're talking about the wiring was back from the 20s. Everything was from the 20s. So they had to go through. I don't know what money they spent, but they spent a bunch, and they're the ones that turned into a twin. Problem was when they built it, though, they built it a little bit behind the curve of the industry. It was enough that it was good at the time, but it wouldn't last as long. So it was very successful through the 80s and first part of the 90s. You've got people like Bill Warnick that was there, and everybody knew Bill. Bill kept that thing together. He could give him some duct tape and some chewing gum. He could probably build you a Tesla. Patty Bennett was up there with it. Miss Jeanette Elliott, she ran it. You had a lot of people, and it was like all the kids. It was the place the kids went. These were their mamas and daddies to them almost, and so it was special. But towards the 90s, you had towards the late 90s, you had the box seating come in, and everybody wanted Dolby, and the Strand didn't have it, and it started playing down, and that's when Hung and Cook Vaughn bought the place. And I don't know if you remember, but I leased it from them right off the rip, and I leased it until like 2006. And I learned through that.
It was 2005.
It
was pre-Jamie.
It was pre-Jamie, but what I learned at the time was it had to be an experience. And so during that time, I went and flew all over the country. I went to Boston, and I was looking at dinner cinema concepts. I went up into Peabody and to New Hampshire, and I went to Cincinnati and looked at one. I looked at dinner cinema concepts. I went to Kansas City, looked at Alamo.
That's where Jamie was.
Alamo Draft House. Went to Orlando, and I formed an opinion and a basic plan of what I had to do. And then things happened, and I wound up letting the theater go and going back and turning wrenches again. But in 2016, my daddy passed away in 14. In 16, I took a small inheritance of his, and I wound up buying the building. But what really made the Strand come back was a hurricane. So in 2016, we had a hurricane. I owned the building. I just bought it. But when it hit the drive-in, which I owned, took out a projector. And so I brought these people in one of them had been the one that showed me all that concept back in the early 2000s. And while he was here replacing a $100,000 projector drive-in, I said, let me show you this building I just bought. And he went up there and he's the one that told me, hey, you know what? Remember what I showed you? You could put a boutique theater right here in the front. And he started telling me what it cost, and I thought, well, I can do that. It'd be good for the community. I love the community. It'd be good for it. And so I told him to do it. And I called Joey from Signs by the Joey out of the Waycross and had a picture of the old marquee, because y'all know it had been tore down. And I gave that to Joey. Said, can you build it? And he just fell in love. Oh, I want to do it.
Oh, good.
So he built that. And my idea was just screen 3, the marquee, and a small concession stand right there, and just sheetrock off the whole back of the theater. And let's just roll like that. That's all I was going to do.
Just have the little boutique theater.
I had
which
a
is
heating
3 now.
Yeah, well, just only one then. But I had
but it's 3 now.
Yes.
At the time, though, I got a heat and air company doing $1.5 million a year. I'm busy.
Right, your heat and air business. Yeah.
I don't need another job. But so this thing took off. I mean, you couldn't get a ticket 2 months out hardly right to begin with. And I thought, wow, I wonder what it would cost to get the rest of it done, because I kind of started getting bit by the bug.
Yeah.
And
yeah, show business bug.
It did.
And here's the rest of the story.
Go ahead, Jamie.
He ordered these recliner chairs for the rest of it, and we all remember the 6 months we brought our own chairs to the Strand to watch our movies. We brought sleeping bags, we brought lawn chairs, because Ralph Hickok is not going to turn down an opportunity to play a movie. So there was just blank floor with no chairs in it at all. And we watched movies for 6 months.
The place just is, God's blessed it. It's done real well. But God's blessed it through the 100 years. But this Friday is about recognizing what it means to our communities, enjoying it. I'm just the latest caretaker of the place. There'll be hopefully ones after me that'll get bit by that same bug. But on Friday, there's a car show starting at 5 o'clock. Buddy Carter starts at 6. Along after him, several great local talents. At 7, we'll take about 30 minutes to recognize these owners, and then to seal and their families, and to seal the time capsule. And then we'll from that point we have two bands, a singer-songwriter, Stacy Blanton, who's really good, and then the Dallas Roger Band will follow up about 9 o'clock, and he'll tear the thing down till midnight just about. It's free. Did I say it's free?
Yeah, it is free.
Everything's free.
And if you come dressed either as a famous actor or in a don't wear a flapper, Bob, but flapper dress, nothing like that.
Yeah.
You can dress in a suit, whatever. But if you dress up for the case, there will be a free gift. I will give you something. It might be.
If you dress up in a 1920s outfit.
Absolutely. Or you can dress as Terminator if you want to, or you can come as
a movie character.
Yeah, Harrison Ford, whatever. I got wine glasses that have our logo on it. That'll have tickets in it. I'll have buckets of popcorn with movie passes in it. I'll have T-shirts that I'll give away. But every person that's dressed up, if you come dressed up, not only you get in for free, I'll let you leave with probably about a $10 or $15 value gift from me.
Okay, all right. Just let me do a couple of quick text messages here. Somebody text in, Bob. Happy birthday, Bob. How sweet it is. And then happy birthday to Nikki Thompson from Nana and Papa. So that just came in also after the birthday and anniversary calendar. But that's great. The 100th anniversary celebration this Friday night in downtown Jesup. Historic Strand Cinema celebrated 100 years of being in downtown Jesup. What were you doing in 1924? Yeah. Yeah, amazing what the community looked like in 1924 and what it looks like now in 2024. Just a huge, I mean, it was just a little small train station stop, basically what it was, and where people came into town on Saturdays and shopped and did some stuff. But it's amazing the growth in downtown Jesup since then, like a lot of communities. And the thing about Jesup, though, unlike some of the other small towns in Georgia, is Jesup continues to grow in downtown Jesup. You hardly see an empty retail space down there, and if you do, within a few months, usually it's filled up. And so it's good that we have that. We now got an aggressive downtown development authority working best to keep the businesses going in downtown Jesup. And as y'all mentioned, as it has been since 1924, all anchored around the Strand Theater, because look what the Strand Theater brings into downtown Jesup with the people coming to see the movies, to go to the restaurants before the movies or after, whatever the case may be. It's just it's all around that as it was back in 1924.
Regardless of who the owner is. If you notice,
no matter who the owner is.
Anytime the Strand is thriving, whether it be me or whether it be back when the doctor's on it, but when it's doing well, downtown does well. When them doors shut down on that place, you'll see the downtown, it'll start decreasing. It does it every time. So it really is. The Strand's important to keep there. And statewide, they got an initiative for that. Fox Theater does grants for it because they've realized that these towns, keeping their movie theaters alive in downtown, it does. It really does keep it thriving in downtown. So,
all right, that's everybody's invited. It's all free. Starts at 5:00 with the car show. 6:00 the activities begin. At 6:00 and 7:00 will be the special presentation.
Well, the car show starts around 5.
I thought I said 5. 5 starts around 5. Yeah, and then other activities begin at 6.
Yes.
And then at 7. So get down there at 5, 6 o'clock and enjoy all that.
Bring your lawn chair.
Bring your lawn chair because there's no chairs on West Cherry Street. So bring your lawn chair so you can watch the 100th anniversary presentation, celebration that y'all have from 7 to 7:30. It'll show the history and talk about the history of the Strand and hand out these plaques and the time capsule.
And birthday cake.
And big 100th anniversary birthday cake.
And if anybody wants to put something in time capsule, please get it to me. If you got a civic group, a picture of your group. If you got a class in school and you want to put that class picture in there, I want a snapshot of 2024 of our community.
Right.
So I want to encourage everybody to. And what do you do with them? Send them to Kara, our downtown development director, Kara Lopez,
at the
City
Hall.
Yes.
City Hall. Kara at City Hall. Get it all to her.
She is doing an outstanding job too.
Yeah, she's excited about it. I mean, she's been involved in downtown for quite a while with the chamber, and now she's doing this, and so works out good.
I tell you what, now this is a little different subject, but I'm excited about it. I think we were really, really, really close to cleaning up that railroad track.
You're close. As you're talking as mayor now. You got your mayor hat on. Yep. Golf goes the owner of the Strand to the mayor hat.
I've got a contract signed. I got one more to go, and I got an agreement already on it. And if we get this pulled off, all that stuff's going to be going up. We got plans being drawn that George Powers jumping in, going to help us with it. And we'll make that a nice green space that it hadn't been in years.
Green space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bob, any questions or comments for the Hickox this morning about the 100th anniversary of the Strand this Friday night?
Answered my questions. There's got to have cake. That's good.
You
and
Bob, dude. She kept asking about a cake. I said, we don't need no cake.
I mean, it's a birthday party.
It's an anniversary party, but it's like a birthday. It's a birthday, 100th birthday.
I can't eat cake.
Well, you might not be
You
able
need
to,
a
but he can. I
cheeseburger.
can.
How many people think Ralph Hickox need to eat a cheeseburger?
I'm good.
All right. See y'all Friday night.
All right. Thank y'all.
We're Old Famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, and brought to you by the Service Department at G&S Auto Sales on North 1st Street in Jesup. Also brought to you by First Southern Bank, Murphy Builder Supply, and also by O.C. Welch Ford.